The D7 is a passive income visa. I think we all know this. So that means you need things like retirement income, like a pension, US Social Security, rental income, dividends, royalties, etc. Income you don't actively work for. But does this mean that you can't work at all once you move to Portugal? This is a bit of a grey area, so I decided to ask the experts.
This is unclear, and I might contradict myself because you already asked me this, and I said, "Oh, seen lots of people saying that you cannot work." So the D7 was created for passive income holders, so it it was not intended for people that wanted to work in Portugal. But in civil law, everything that's not fully forbidden, it should be allowed. So many times also the D7 cards say strictly, then say expressly that you can work in Portugal. So I would say yes. I would dare to say yes, although this is not completely clear. There are contradictory positions. And I've seen, for instance, in Canada, they told to a D7 holder client that she could not work in Portugal. Although many times the D7 cards say expressly that you can work in Portugal. So I would say if there is nothing say forbidding expressly, that you can do it.
So it isn't a black and white answer there. There is still a little bit of grey, but for the most part, unless someone says that you explicitly can't work in Portugal, it does seem like it's possible, which is good news if you aren't quite ready to fully stop working yet, or you're thinking maybe a job would help me integrate into the local community a little bit better and get to know people. Now, I will say if your main goal is to work in Portugal, there are visas for that, like the D1 and the D3. So if that is your main goal, you're probably better off looking at one of those. But speak to an expert, speak to a professional, someone who can tell you what the implications would be of going via the D7 route versus one of the employment visas like the D1 or the D3.